Whether I'm awake or asleep, you're the girl of my dreams.
That's the sappiest line I've ever heard.
That's nothing. Wait till you hear my pasta-related humor. Ganon always sits and plots like Skeletor's drunken mother-in-law.
I want those pieces of the Triforce. Sweet. Why?
Okay, what's up with the teleport?
Link himself.
Is that really necessary? Why? What is the point? Knock it off! Does he have ATD, attention teleportation disorder? And of course, Link always says,
Excuse me, princess.
Why? Because Zelda and Link are always bickering.
I was sleepwalking.
Sleepwalking? Stop sitting down on the job.
Thanks, heaps.
I guess you'll have to do.
Why me?
Will you stop doing that?
Now what?
Good boy.
When did this turn into the mad about you of fantasies?
Ugh, you're all dirty.
Aw, come on, princess.
The adventures of Zelda. Action, adventure, swords and flame, and trying to figure out who left the toilet seat up the other night.
Well, I have to admit, I like the fact that Zelda is an active character, not just some pretty damsel waiting to be rescued. I think she's actually more mannish than Link is. I mean, look at this. She's always saving the day, always planning the strategies, and even pushing her loved ones out of the way so she can focus on her work. Back off, lady! We totally own that! I also like the fact that she actually does have a king for a father, so she's not just taking the princess trademark because it sounds pretty.
Perfectly natural for him to defend it, eh?
Whoa, what the hell is the king on? Look at his eyes, listen to his voice. I think I know why they call this land Hyrule, because it's always ruled by a high king.
Well, excuse me, princess.
It's interesting because Link is often considered one of the key and essential video game fantasy heroes. But here he's a wisecracking jackass, kind of like a medieval Wheeler from Captain Planet.
I'm some sort of cut-rate superhero. You called for a hero, princess? What's that supposed to mean? Well, excuse me, princess.
I'm just gonna keep saying this till somebody makes a t-shirt out of it. So most of the time they just go to Ganon's fortress at Castle Grayskull, where they try to steal his Triforce away, while Ganon often goes to their castle to try to steal their Triforce away.
2 zaps! One more in your history, Ganon.
I know, I read it in the instruction book. Speaking of which, wasn't there originally 3 Triforces? I mean, that's why it's called the Triforce, right? Because there's 3 of them. They come together as one. So where's the other one if it's not here? Is it lost in the mystical, enchanted realms of East Orange, New Jersey? Or maybe in the outer regions of fantasy and reality known as Disney's Magic Kingdom? Or maybe it's in Potland, I don't know, I guess it doesn't matter. I gotta say though, the Triforce itself is kind of strange. It can actually talk and predict the future, in rhyme no less.
To find your father, royal daughter, you must search beneath the water.
It's like one of those triangles you find in the Magic 8 Balls.
Ganon's got Link's Chris sword now. How can we stop him?
Oh, dude, the Triforce is not a balloon. Show some respect.
Well, excuse me, princess.
And you shut the hell up, you metrosexual wannabe. I think if I had to pick one of my favorite episodes, one of them would have to be the water park adventure. Because it makes no sense. You have all these demons and creatures that you could be fighting, and what's the biggest problem?
My royal water park should be completed soon.
Bullshit! I especially like the scene where the animators forgot to animate the creature's claws in this scene. Look, you can even see where they're supposed to be. Oh yeah, we're the best animators in town! Just don't ask us to draw creature claws or faces. We're not good at either of those. We keep forgetting to put them in. Look at this. The bubbles aren't even moving in the background. Do you think they just stopped to watch the show? So, in the end, what was causing all that ruckus in the water park?
Afraid our water park was hooked into the fairy water supply, and the fairy king here got worried.
Oh, what a misunderstanding. I'm so glad this mediocre and unimpressive problem was resolved. Next week, they're gonna find out why Link's piggyback horse has a squeak in it. I think the other episode I like is the one where Link's soul is removed from his body. So he has to tell Zelda how to defend herself and use his weapons, which of course makes no sense. She's the one who was doing all the work to begin with. Why does she suddenly need instruction?
You swing that sword like a girl.
You know, the whole role reversal gag doesn't really work if you already reversed the roles to begin with.
Well, excuse me, princess.
So even with his soul removed from his body and on the brink of eternal slumber, do you think that gets any respect from Our Highness?
Say, I wonder why you're the only one that can see me.
Just my bad luck, I guess.
You know what? Why? Why do you hate me so much? Is defending all of humanity just not good enough for you, you royal piece of cock tease? I want to split you in half with my laser sword, you no-good sack of bitch! Fuck you!
Well, excuse me, princess.
Or you could just go with that. Either way, the cartoon blows. Especially because the Zelda games have gotten a big reputation recently, becoming kinda like the Lord of the Rings of video games. So people really seem to take it seriously and really hate this cartoon in particular. And who could blame them? Everything about this show is half-assed, cheesy, and just downright lazy. Not that we expected exactly high art, but we did in fact expect something. And instead got one hell of a silly, thoroughly unenjoyable series. Hell, just watching someone play the games is actually more exciting than watching this fully animated bullcrap. Now, to be fair, I do think this show was probably intended for much younger kids in mind, but that's no excuse. Just because something is intended for younger kids doesn't give you the right not to try. If you're really good at something, you can make anything entertaining and anything plausible, no matter how absurd. I'm the Nostalgia Critic. Now, if you'll excuse me, my never-ending search for Potland continues.